Twerking. Oh my. Finally, in the land of no service, we finally got to go live in the garage and on YouTube. Even better. Hot damn. What's going on, everybody? What's up? YouTube live. Yep. What's going on? Hey, what's up, Derek? Okay, so this thing's working a little bit. What's up, Shitbox? How you doing? Man, oh man, oh man. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to do. Can you guys hear me, or is the heater too loud? I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to do, just mostly because the service in the garage is so terrible that even if we tried to connect to the Wi-Fi in the house and stuff, it's still too far away. So if I move the camera and everything else, it's it's a mess. It ends up dropping service. So I'm trying not to drop the service. That's why I got the camera propped up here and everything else. Got to talk decently loud. Well, good news is your boy is good at that. I can pump up the volume. All volume, no breaks. Now, man, I just kind of wanted to come kick it on YouTube Live for a little bit, just because we've got to reconnect. There we go. Don't touch it. You messed up. Yeah. See, literally, all I did was move it up one spot on the garage door, and it screwed the whole thing up. Barely moved the camera, and that screwed us all up. But good news is I moved it back, and we're back to working. It's working live again, so we're back. All right, so apparently I'm not allowed to touch the camera. Cannot move it anywhere at all, which kind of sucks because I would love to show you guys different parts of the truck and everything else. So, did you? No, this is a cigarette, bud. Did I roll that one? No. Can't wait to see this bitch on the streets. Well, neither could I. The big thing is, hey, hold on, let me kill this heat so I don't have to feel like I'm yelling. Unfortunately, I can't do this too long because we definitely need that heat in here. It gets cold. What's up? What's up? So, can't wait to see this thing on the streets. I mean, I can't either, but the flip side is it's kind of, does your phone have a hotspot? Well, the camera I'm using is my phone, so the hotspot's not going to work. It's the same service. How close are you to the first drive? So we've already taken the first drive. You guys are going to see that in literally the next video that gets posted. The next video that gets posted, and put it in the garage. I'll have to look. It's not my garage, so you know what I mean? I typically don't have these problems in my garage at home, but we'll see. But we've already taken the first drive. So the first drive has already happened, and let me get up in here, because then I can sit and talk to you guys. First drive has already happened, and you guys will see that video tomorrow. That's going to be going down. Now, people talk about seeing it on the street and everything. Am I going to street race it? Obviously. I'm me. You know what I mean? I am who I am. So it's going to get street raced a little bit, but I don't expect it to be any kind of crazy competitor or anything else. Maybe slow car cash days kind of stuff. But the truck is just more about having fun. Just being able to roast the tires whenever you want. It's got zoomies. It makes a bunch of noise. You know what I mean? It's just an awesome feeling riding thing. And I want to be able to do other stuff with it too. You know what I mean? As stupid as it sounds, because it's a long bed, super low to the ground, everything else. I want to, maybe try sliding around corners. Maybe try locally in Delaware. We've got a thing where they do these drift events in a parking lot. It's all just cones and shit. But you can just sign up and go drift in the parking lot for the day. It's expensive as crap and everything else, but you know what I mean? I want to try it. And honestly, the Nova is too far drag race car to do that. It's, you know what I mean? And it's only getting worse that way. People keep asking me about the Nova. Yes, I still have it. It's at the chassis shop. We're getting a really nice 850 cage done. So that way I can continue to go faster and be safer. And obviously having the cage in there will make the car more stable and everything else. So I should, what I lose in adding weight to the car, I should be able to pick up in car and suspension stability and everything else. So we got that going on. But the truck isn't just like a drag race truck. It's just like a fuck, I want to build something truck. This thing is cool. I ended up buying it really cheap and everything else. So we decided to run with it. You know what I mean? Now it's kind of taken on a whole mind of its own, a monster. You know what I mean? Because now it's got all this shit on it. And we do have a nice little small block 327 in there. We've got the nitrous plate and solenoids and everything, and all that's hooked up to the button, and we go from there. Am I from Ohio? Absolutely not. No, I'm from Delaware. Like when I say Delaware, I mean the state of Delaware, not Delaware, Ohio. Everybody seems to believe that like I live in Ohio or something. No, I spend a lot of time in different places. What people don't know, maybe don't understand, this in combination of like all other things, but this is what I do for a living. So Detroit Hood TV, I am their flagger. I flag their back half of the track PYOP events. Those are like once a month. So if I'm already in Michigan, it's really easy for me to head over to Ohio and be there. And see Billy's videos a lot. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Billy is a good friend, a very good friend. That whole family I'm very close with. I'm damn near adopted over there. So every time I'm in Michigan, well, I've already driven 9 hours. What's another hour or two down south, or 3 down south to go see Billy? I might as well. Fool's Gold is really on the move, getting faster. Yeah, and we're going to continue with that. It's just we've now progressed from we made so much stuff happen so fast with the Nova, and no BS, if you guys did it, like, it's really easy to make a 15-second car faster. Very, very easy. And then you start getting faster and faster and faster, and then you start to hit roadblocks where you need, better stuff, or, like my 3-way adjustable shocks on the front of the Nova, they're not going to do it anymore. I need to get a good shock up front. I need to put an anti-roll bar in the car. I need the cage. I need to be able to have that there. So we've gotten to a point where I've done so much so fast, and we made a crap ton of progress, but now the progress that we need to make is bigger steps, bigger chunks, more money, more expensive, all that kind of stuff. How fast do I want it to go? The Nova, I want to be competitive in small tire street racing across the country with the Nova. So it needs to run a 5 on the street. It's really where we're at this point. I mean, I'm not saying it needs to run a 520, and, this is not like it's super privileged information. Anybody who races small tire on the street, you guys know what you run, you know what everybody else runs, to be competitive. I feel like in a lot of places, you need to be able to put down a 5 on the street, and that's the fact of the matter. So that's where I want to head with the Nova. On a decent road. Yes, on a decent road, absolutely. On a good road, you need to be able to put down a 5, and you need to be able to put down a low 6 on a shit road, or a mid 6 on a really, really shitty road that nobody else can get down. You need to be able to get down it. So that's where the Nova is heading, because I want to be more competitive on the street. Are we going to run a 5 this year? Probably not. There's probably too much stuff that I need to buy and figure out and everything else to make that happen. But that's eventually where it'll go. And the same thing goes for the no preps. You know what I mean? You would be surprised. There's a lot of no prep races, dig or die. Great example. If you run a 650 round 1 of dig or die, you are moving on to round 2, bud. That is fucking it. You know what I mean? More spray, it'll go 5s. Yeah, it will. Well, and that's the thing, is that the chassis has never been able to handle more than the 100 shot. So once I upgrade the chassis, you know what I mean? Once I upgrade the chassis, it'll be easier to give it more nitrous. The motor will take it. I've sprayed it. I've sprayed it with a 200 shot versus a 100 shot. Motor sounded wonderful. It sounded like it loved every bit of it and wanted more. But chassis just wouldn't take it. So... But, you only get to a certain point. A lot of these different no preps, this, that, and the other. Like, if you could run a high 6, and a lot of places with really shitty surfaces and everything else, that's a first round win. Might be a second round win, a third round win. You know what I mean? Uh, Obviously, there's some people, if you line up next to a killer, if you line up next to fucking Kendall round one, you better hope that man blows the tire off, because it's about the only shot in hell you got. But it is what it is. Everybody's got to get down the same road or same surface. So that's where the Nova's heading, is really to be more competitive in small tire. This year will probably be fuel injection and staying on nitrous, and a lot of chassis work is really, because the chassis work is going to lay the foundation for, if when I do go turbo and everything else, all that'll already be done. I'm not going to be, all right, well, I make all this power, but now I can't do anything with it because the chassis won't take it. Oh man, I'm trying to see these comments. Stuff ain't nothing special in a few rounds at Milan's. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be anything crazy fast, nothing incredibly special, but on the right surface, it's a surface game. That's why we like no prep racing and street racing and everything else, is because it's a surface game. We all have to get down the same road. So it really levels the playing field on what it is that it takes to win. At the end of the day, having 1,000 horsepower is great. I can't tell you how many races I've won with 450 horsepower. Won a lot of races with 450 horsepower. I've probably gone really, really fast on 450 horsepower that people are to be like, holy shit, I can't believe it did that. But it is what it is. Hold on, I need my Monster. I need my drink. I need to drink my cup. And mostly I'm just killing time until Justin gets here, because Justin's on his way with food and everything else. So keep doing that. Boom, boom, boom. You gonna bring the Brooklyn Dodger out to one? Yeah, I'll bring the Brooklyn Dodger out. The nice thing about having this truck is also going to be that I can do that. The Nova is gonna take more work. It's gonna take more money. It's gonna take a lot more than it did last year to do what I want to do with it. The flip side is if I have this truck and, as a slow car cash days comes up, or I'm making a trip to Detroit or whatever, I'm going to tell you my game plan for 2021 is that anywhere I go, if I'm driving there, there's going to be a trailer behind me and a vehicle on the trailer. You know what I mean? That's my game plan. I'm not even saying it has to be my vehicle. I've got friends that have made some trips with me and this, that, and the other. Poppy and them, we took the work truck down to Tennessee because I had to go anyway. I threw an event there, and I want to be able to, number one, always have something ready to bring somewhere if needed. And also, give my local folks and some of my other friends from around here an opportunity to travel more, because I don't know if you guys know what happened with that Tennessee deal, but I pretty much put out on Facebook, any of my local guys that want to go, that are ready to go right now, let's go. I'll pay for gas and hotel, and we will go, because I have to pay for the gas anyway. It's not that much more when pulling a trailer, and I gotta pay for a hotel anyway. So let's just get a room with 2 beds. You know what I mean? We'll rock and roll. And it gives other people an opportunity to travel and enjoy these different races and meet these different people. Because honest to God, 90% of the people around here are never going to drive to Milan on a Friday night just to go check out a Detroit Hood TV event and go race in it. It's just hard, on a Friday night, work, everything else, blah, blah, blah. Plus, it's really expensive. It's a long trip. But if I'm already going there anyway, and I'm like, all you got to do is hop in a truck, or shit, we'll bring your truck. I'll put all the gas in. It don't matter how we do it, but that's what I would like to do. And I think that to me is giving back to my community, and is helping people also in ways that I've been helped. Last year I did a lot of traveling, and every time somebody bought a t-shirt or threw me $20 or, gave me a media pass so I could get into the track for free, or let me sell hot dogs. If you guys even remember about Big Dogs and hot dog selling days, so I could just get some extra gas money. I want to be able to do more of that, I want to be able to give back more because a lot of people gave to me. So that's also part of what this truck is for. Here's an example. My buddy Justin, he's a street racer. He's an incredibly knowledgeable guy. He's very, very good. He is going to be, I think if he sticks with it, he's going to really, really be very good in the next couple years. Like could be top contender if he sticks with it with the same energy and effort that he's got going now. He could definitely be, high, top contender and small tire, at least for the area. But I might be out of town. I might be working for Hot Shots. For those of you guys that don't know, any of the track videos, for the most part, any of the track or race videos or anything that Hot Shots does, I film those, I edit those, everything else. So I do side work for Hot Shots. So if I'm gone that weekend and there's like, oh man, there's a slow car cash days at home. Justin's Mustang ain't together. Justin, go to my house, go grab the truck and go race it. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have something where I can put people in the driver's seat and they can enjoy it. I want to, Mallory claims she doesn't know how to do a burnout. So we're going to put her in the truck and we're going to teach her how to do burnouts, Justin's wife, Brandon's wife, anybody who we want to, that we feel like, can, obviously we're not going to put somebody in the driver's seat who's just completely incompetent. We've got ways of handling that. We can take a bunch of timing out. We can do this, that, and the other to, keep it toned down or whatever. But it's only a 327 anyway, so it's not going to be that turned up to begin with. But I want to be able to do that, So that's part of the plan with the truck too. So if I'm going to Michigan, absolutely, I would love to bring this thing out there. There's really no reason I shouldn't. I think that a lot of the early Michigan events, the early PYOPs, you're probably going to see this truck at, because early in, I don't know, it depends, I gotta look, but early in the year, the Nova might not be ready, So, we live on YouTube right now.
Oh, we live?
We live.
I got some gifts.
We got some gifts, some tacos.
Some motherfucking Taco Bell.
Motherfucking Taco Bell, soft tacos.
My crunch wrap in there too.
Yeah, you got a crunch wrap, you got everything. You got everything except soft tacos, dog.
Oh, there's like 4 soft tacos in there.
Oh, they're just, the soft taco is
there's
so
taco
smudged.
in there if you want it,
So tiny. But I would anticipate that early on in the year, you see a lot more of the truck than you see the Nova, because it will, it'll just be ready sooner. Dig or Die, I haven't decided yet. I really wanted to have Nova ready for Dig or Die. That's going to be a matter of, can I do it or not? Can I afford it? Everything else. What about airport races? Well, I can tell you there's one airport in West Virginia that I will absolutely not step foot on, nor will I ever support the individual that runs that. It's a money-hungry prick. I guess I could say that. I usually don't like to start shit, and I usually like to be really nice to people and stuff and whatnot. But there's one in West Virginia that you will never see me at unless the ownership changes hands. So other airports, absolutely. Problem is we don't have any. Not around here anyway. This is also why I travel across the country, because Delaware, Jersey, PA, all that, Maryland, the area we're in, street racing, absolutely, there's a good amount of. No prep racing, real good no prep racing, not a lot of. And believe me, I've tried. I've called tracks and said, hey, let me run that thing backwards. You know what I mean? Hey, let me do this. Hey, let me do this. The tracks around here fucking hate money, apparently, because they won't ever let anybody do shit. And then every once in a while, you'll get an event that pops up by some half-ass dude that don't know what the fuck they're doing, or is doing it just for, because they think they can make money. And that's not kind of the event I like going to. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I do this shit for a living. I hope that came in the side of toilet paper. Yeah. I do this shit for a living. You know, when I go to Michigan, I get paid to be there to flag. It's part of what I do is my living, just the same way as anybody else would. You know, BJ the flag man. You think that motherfucker goes to tracks around the country and shit and doesn't get paid to be there? No. Do I make as much as BJ the flag man? Hell no. But you know, this is part of what I do for a living. But I also understand that if you do the right thing first, and if you do the race for the right reasons and take care of people and everything else, that the money will come. You know, you'll make money on it on the back end, and maybe not one event or two events in or whatever, but eventually you will. But that only comes with wanting to do it the right way first. So that's my speech on airport events. But if you find a good one, you know what I mean? I am always down to try to show somebody love and support and try something new. And honestly, as selfish as it sounds, I wouldn't mind going somewhere else, maybe where all the killers aren't. You know what I mean? Maybe it would be nice to go somewhere where people don't really know who I am, you know, because this is part of what I do for a living. So if I can expand my reach and audience on the YouTube channel by being somewhere else that, you know, I've never been before, absolutely I want to try it, whether it be a track, an airport, a street, whatever, you know. Just the other part of it too is that, especially when it comes to the street stuff, you know, that's dangerous and there's liabilities there and everything else. So you tend to be a little bit more choosy about who you do that kind of activity with, because you just want to make sure that it's being done right and, you know, safe and to the best of our ability. I asked Cecil about no prep, shut it down. Yeah, Cecil ain't gonna do shit. They don't want to do it. And the problem is, 9 times out of 10, and nobody can understand this. Well, we did a no prep race one time and it flopped. Well, number one, you did it the wrong way. And I mean, that's really the biggest part. Number one, you did it the wrong way. If you run the front half of the fucking track and you don't scrape it, you don't do nothing, even if you do fucking scrape it, you run the front half of Cecil County Raceway for a no prep event, and by round 2, it's working better than the fucking track ever did when they prepped it. It's not anything against them. It's just, it's a track, and it's a racetrack that is used and prepped and worked very, very nice, you know, fucking all the other weekends of the year. It's not going to work that way. The reason people want to go no prep racing is because they want to beat a fucking, you know, a 6-second 8th mile car with a 7-second 8th mile car. And it happens all the time in good no prep racing. But it ain't gonna happen on the front half of that track. And it damn sure ain't gonna happen because you tried it once and it didn't work. You know? And one thing I gotta give Mike, Detroit Hood TV, credit for, in and out, month after month after month, problem after problem after problem, they kept fucking going. And you know what? Last year we had a blast. And really towards the end of the year there, he really started picking up a lot of steam with the events. The events were always good, but I felt like he really started picking up a lot of steam because he didn't give up. He didn't fucking quit. It ain't gonna happen off one event, you know? But yeah, sometimes one event happens, 1 million people show up, it's awesome, whatever. But if you tried no prep racing and it didn't work, look at the way you're doing it, and then think about how many times you've tried it. And if your answer is, well, I tried it twice and we did the same thing twice and we got the same result twice, there you go. So, I'm gonna get back to eating my tacos. I spent about a half hour kicking it with y'all on live. We got work to do. But, yeah, good questions too. I like questions like that. I mean, to open up conversation. It is, you know, it is what it is. There's some really awesome people in the world. Fucking Ted Gibson, Dean James, doing huge things right now, trying to keep no prep racing alive and prevalent here on the East Coast. I appreciate the shit out of them. No prep brings in crowds. I told them run it backwards. Yeah, most people won't run it backwards. They don't understand it. And then also people also just think that because you throw a no prep race that people are just going to show up. It's more than that, you know. Not to like be a dick or pat myself on the back, but we drove to Tennessee in like 48 hours notice, and there was people from Michigan, Ohio, fucking states, Maryland, all across the country that showed up to go race. Part of being able to throw a race is knowing people and have treated people well before, you know, and knowing that if they show up, it's not going to be fuckery. It's not going to be some dumb shit. Whoever's doing it has a fucking clue and can get it done. So, not to say we don't make mistakes. Events need promotion. Yeah. Wouldn't you know? You know, it's not that people don't make mistakes, bro. We make mistakes all the time. You know what I mean? That's just how you bounce back from them. How do you bounce back from a mistake? This is a little secret of mine. If you guys don't notice, there's a lot of people in the world and the internet that hate my guts. And literally, there's people that spend fucking half their life just trying to make fun of me or shit talk or whatever. I'm not gonna pay it no mind. I've been wrapped up in shit. You can bounce back. You know what I mean? You got to. The way that you're gonna succeed is never quitting. That's it. If every time something happened where I was like, man, I want to fucking quit this shit, if I actually quit, I would be nowhere near where I'm at right now. And the Nova, especially, and going how fast it's going, which is not astronomically fast by any means, I think. But if Derek's here, he can confirm in the comments for what that car is and how fast it's going. Pretty fucking awesome, you know. But if I had quit when I kept blowing the tires off or kept going left or fucking right, we would have never got there. It's the same thing with events. It's the same thing with anything else. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna jump off here. Get to working and twerking. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't really go live on YouTube that often. Really, rarely ever. So I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that. Kind of kick it with y'all. I guess we'll leave it on this note. I'll start the truck. That's how we'll leave it. That's how we'll end this shit show. With a taco in my hand. I'm gonna start the truck with a taco in my hand.
Don't be spilling that stuff on the interior.
Yeah, the interior is nice. Some asshole put a fucking drill on this seat. Why I hate carburetors. Fuel injection for the win, motherfuckers. Go out, get yourself some fuel injection.
You need an electric coat.
You won't have these problems.